Hi there everybody, Ollie here, aka Secret Nimbus here with another episode of Magic Duels. So for today's episode we are back with the Superfriends deck for the final time. So we are playing the rank 19 Pathos for game number 1. We have managed to find ourselves a 4th mana there, which is pretty good for us. So I'm probably going to do here is grab a green source so we can play Oath of Nissa next turn. And this Nissa will allow us to grab another green source for Nissa, Voice of Zendikar. Oop. Oh! Game! Why would you do that? Ugh. Well, that's really screwed the pooch there. I'm going to sacrifice you now so it doesn't... I pressed spacebar, almost forgot, but unfortunately it lagged out a little bit and I did not get to sacrifice my Evolving Wilds there, thanks to the game. So unfortunately we're not going to get Oath of Nissa down this upcoming turn. So it looks like we're playing, I would assume, Spirits. Yeah, we're playing Spirits, almost certainly. So we're going to need some kind of sweeper, I would assume, at some point. And luckily we're only taking 1 damage there from the Erdvold Illuminator. So we've got a sweeper in the form of Chandra, which is quite nice. Just need to get up to 6 mana now. So we will grab the Elvish Visionary, so we can play you out next turn. So Nissa will allow us to get up to 4 mana. Oh, and then we've also got the Explosive Vegetation, which is pretty good for us. So that is the 6 mana we need, so we're sorted. What we've got here then, Nebelgast Horror. So what does that say? Whenever Nebelgast Herald or another spirit enters the battlefield under your control, tap target creature and opponent controls, so that's not too bad. So what do we want to do here? Probably just want to play out Nissa here, get that 4th mana so we can Explosive Vegetation next turn if we want to. So at this point I just want to get up to Chandra as fast as possible, so we can sweep the board if we need to. So we probably want a second. Actually, it doesn't really matter what colours we get because we've got the Oath of Nissa down, which allows us to play out. So whenever an opponent casts a spell, sacrifice Lunar Force and counter that spell. Okay. So that is not overly fun. So he can... Wow, he just investigated like 3 times there because of the two creatures. So, yeah. So that is pretty terrifying because I know that he's basically now got a counter sat there. So, is he going to counter it? He's going to counter that. Okay, so we might be in a little bit of trouble here. So at least he's countered that one. So potentially if we can get up to kind of like 5 or 6 mana some other way. We need 1 white mana basically, so that way we can Planar Outburst. So I've only got a couple of turns until I'm going to be in trouble. Yeah, we are in trouble here, I think. This has been very aggressive from him. How much is that? That's like 7 damage. So unless we get one of our sweepers like now, but I don't even think that was going to help us. The only sweeper that would help us would be Radiant Flames, because that would sweep the board for enough damage. So no, unfortunately we're not going to get that. And I think we're just going to be dead otherwise. That doesn't really help. It would help next turn, as we would have the Planar Outburst. So unless we don't die this turn, we might live for a little bit longer. So we do have the Planar Outburst open, so he's only got 4 power on the board at the moment. So like I said, unless he has some other way of pumping up his creature, we could just about get away with this. Potentially have Sorin to start gaining life back if we need to. Also have Kalitas. So he's played up the Bygone Bishop. So that doesn't give him the power that he needs at the moment to just outright kill us. Okay guys, so we're not dead yet. I'm not holding my breath though for us to actually win this, but we're not dead yet. It's the only positive I'm taking away from this right now. We've just about managed to get up to one of our sweepers in time. So that is potentially going to get us Sorin down next turn. So I'm just going to -2 Nissa so I can pump up all of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's only going to get 6. Unfortunately, Nissa is probably going to die here, but that is okay. So let's push. Let's just push through some damage. And then we're going to have to Planar Outburst. So we're on 1 health. This could be interesting. If we can somehow win this, I would be amazed. We can't use Anguished Unmaking until we've got some more life back. Sacrifice you. We'll get that black mana. I almost want him to just sacrifice all this mana so I can just play out the Oath of Liliana next turn, which could be completely hilarious. Yeah, he's going to pump this right up, not play out any other creatures. Yes, he is. Oh, that's a mistake, my friend. That is a mistake. So we've got the option here. We could Sorin here and actually kill him for the life. That also works for me. I think that's probably the better of the two ideas right now. We can hold open the Oath of Liliana for later on. So this will get us 4 life back, which is good, which is what we need. So we go back up to 5. Would have been nice to have had Kalitas down as well, but you know, we wouldn't have had enough mana for that either. So he's played up Timeo's Journal. Could potentially Anguished Unmake that. So we know he can sacrifice the Lunar Force to do something like the Anguished Unmaking or our Chandra. So do I just like try and do that? So let's just +1 you. See what we get. I mean, I could try and just, what's I'm looking for, exile Timeo's Journal, because I wouldn't actually mind if he countered it, but we would also get rid of the Lunar Force. Yep, so he did decide to counter that. That works for me. So we can potentially get rid of that later on. So let's go skip attack for now. If we somehow manage to win this, I will be amazed. Just really would show the power of like basically Superfriends / good stuff decks. Just jam in all the best cards in the game and hope for the best. So he's going to bounce back both of these, I would assume. Yes. I know he can only bounce back one of them because that's interesting. Essence Flux, so he's going to... Oh, okay, so he's going to be able to actually get rid of both of these. So he's done nothing else there, which is good for us. Yes, I do actually have an additional... Ah, no, I don't quite have enough black sources there, unfortunately. So we are just going to play out the Oath of Liliana. I would have liked to have been able to play out Kalitas there and got the zombie creature token, but it's not the end of the world. So he has to sacrifice his Reflector Mage. Or +1 Sorin. Get a Gisela. That's actually tempting to play out now, just because she's pretty powerful. Or do we go for the Gideon? Because she's got the lifelink, which is what I'm interested in. Yeah, play out you. We can save our Planeswalkers for later on. Kind of need the lifelink, it's a bit more important. Okay, so he's just going to play out Plummet. He will be able to draw an extra card from one of his clue tokens here. If he was paying attention. Clearly he was not. So what does he need for that? Sacrifice 3 clues, search your library for a card, then put that card into your hand. So he's able to sacrifice all 3 of these clues. What card is he looking for? Does he have to reveal it? Nope, he does not have to reveal it either, so that's pretty good for him. What's he got? Niblis of the Frost. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, tap target creature an opponent controls. That creature doesn't untap through its controller's next untapped step. So what do I do here then? I mean, I could play the Cinder Glade. So that's going to get indestructible this turn. So I could try and just ping that, or I could try and ping it with Sorin. Or we could just drop Chandra. Also got the Radiant Flames. Let's do this. So we'll play out Kalitas. Do we drop the Radiant Flames? Drop the Radiant Flames for 3. So he's going to sacrifice the Selfless Spirit. Gives you indestructible, so we can't do anything about that. Let's just +1 Sorin. And we get a mana, so we just +1 you as well. So at the moment we're not dead, but he's down to 8 health, so he does get to investigate. Hopefully it's not something that will allow him to win. We can kill this this upcoming turn, so that's not too bad. Do have the Chandra and the Gideon to come as well. So he's going straight for our face. Okay. Nope, he's going for Sorin. So we won't be able to kill him won't be able to kill that one, unfortunately, unless we sweep the board for 3, which actually works for me pretty well. Or we just, you know, drop an Oath of Liliana and deal with him. And then we drop Chandra, and then we swing with the 2 tokens. Fantastic. Look at that. I literally thought that was done for. I was down to 1 health. That I should not have won that, but I'm amazed that I did. So that was pretty fantastic. Let's move on to game number 2. Okay guys, here we are for game number 2. It's quite a long name, so I will double check who we're playing in a moment. Yeah, this is not too bad actually. We can grab the red source from the Evolving Wilds. We do have an Elvish Visionary as well. Got an Oath of Gideon on turn 3. Into Arlinn Kord on turn 4, so we'll drop you turn 1. Yeah, we're playing the rank 14 Adam Durand and Music. Sorry, Adam Durand Music, I believe that his username is. So he's got the same avatar as us, just a different background. He's got some kind of like towers or something like that. I do like my lightning background, looks pretty badass. Let's just sacrifice you. So it looks like we're playing Madness Vampires would be my assumption. So we need like a sweeper pretty quickly would be my wish list, top of my wish list right now. That is not one of my sweepers, unfortunately, so we'll play out the green mana here. We can actually have played out the Elvish Visionary this turn if we hadn't actually got that green mana, I've just realised, so that's interesting. Ob Nixilis is okay, but it's not one of our sweepers. Oath of Gideon will be good to get us some blockers, although he will be able to give this flying quite easily. So yes, he's thrown away the Bloodhall Priest, which is quite a nice new card from Eldritch Moon. So when it enters the battlefield, if you have no cards in hand, target opponent. Deal 2 damage to target creature or player. So I'm guessing he pinged it to my face? No? What the hell's going on here? I'm confused now. So he did do it to my face. No, he didn't? Why did that not... Oh, sorry, you have to have no cards in hand. Right, my bad. So, let's play out the planes, if it will let us. Drop the Oath of Gideon. Gives us some additional blockers. So at this point, I'm kind of like working my way up to Bruna. Might as well skip. We don't really want to attack into a blocker, which can... has a very favourable trade with our Elvish Visionary. So yeah, I'm still looking for one of my sweepers at this point. Radiant Flames or Planar Cleansing would be my preferred option. So what's this? Stormkirk Condemned. So discard a card, vampires you control gain +1/+1 until end of turn. Wow, that's pretty terrifying. So I think we'll just throw one of you under the bus. So we're going to take another 3 damage here. So at this point, it's almost like Radiant Flames or bust, I feel. And that is not Radiant Flames, so Radiant Flames or bust? Going to try again. That is not Radiant Flames, that is Oath of Chandra. That would have helped if... I hadn't used up the red source to actually play out the Elvish Visionary, so I'm feeling a little bit annoyed that the game did that right now. Because we could have killed the flying heir to the night That one can get flying until end of turn if he sacrifices discards a card. So he's going to be able to give all of his vampires +1/+1 and then play out an Asylum Visitor. So I still need some kind of sweeper. Like, no, Radiant Flames wouldn't help with the Bloodhall Priest. So at this point it's playing a Cleanse or Bust. It's also playing a Distorted Mindbender. So an Eldrazi Insect. When you cast Distended Mindbender, target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose from it a non-land card with a converted mana cost 3 or less, and a card with converted mana cost 4 or greater. That player discards those cards. Okay, so that's goodbye to Oath of Chandra and probably goodbye to Ob Nixilis, I would assume, or maybe even Arlinn Kord. Because he knows we've got no black mana in hand at the moment, so he could just let's keep Ob Nixilis. So it's probably goodbye to these two. I'm glad we don't already have the Planar Cleansing in hand waiting to sweep this away next turn. So yeah, Arlinn Kord and the Oath of Chandra, which is exactly what I thought he would do. So yeah, at this point it is literally Planar Cleanse or Bust. And when I say literally, I mean literally. I have to draw it, otherwise we're dead. So we'll block you. Take the 4 damage. Planar Cleanse, Planar Cleanse, Planar Cleanse. That is not Planar Cleanse. That is a Languish, and we have no black mana. So that is probably GG. How much damage can we block? We can block 4 damage, and we take, yeah, too much. So that's game over. Let's move on to game number 3. Okay, guys, here we are for game number 3. Completely missed who that was there. I was not looking at the screen at the time. Yeah, this is not too bad an opening hand. We've got the Explosive Vegetation for later on. We've got a Kalitas, so yeah, I think we can probably get away with this. So I might go for a green. I'm going to go for a red mana with this first Evolving Wilds, just because that way it will allow us to play out Rootbound Crag later on. We can mana fix the second black mana with the Explosive Vegetation, so let's do this now so we don't forget. There we go, come on game. Marvellous. Plus this also gives us a second red source for Chandra immediately. So yeah, I think we'll play out the second Evolving Wilds and grab a black source this time. Nope. I think we want a white source so we can potentially play out Gideon on turn 4. If we want to. We can get the double black from the Explosive Vegetation, so it's a good thing. Let's play out a Westvale Abbey and a Sylvan Advocate. Not a card I particularly like, as it can get pretty big pretty quick. Yeah, we'll grab the white source so we can get Gideon down on turn 4. Then do like an Explosive Vegetation on turn 5. So we're going to take 2 damage here, that's not in question. Maybe we don't want to get Gideon out actually. Maybe that's not such a good idea, just because he's going to be beaten down pretty quickly by the Sylvan Advocate. I think we'll probably just want to do the Explosive Vegetation next turn, grab the double black so we can potentially look at getting Kalitas down. I mean, we do have the Greenwarden to bring back anything that we lose, which is quite nice to have in hand. We don't have the double green for it though. Oh, this is annoying. Don't have the colours I want. I'm sure we'll find a green though. I do need the double black for Kalitas though. At this point I'm almost thinking just Explosive Vegetation this turn and then sweep the board with, oh, there's a black. That's a really good spell. That's a really good card to get, because that means I can now get a green and a black source rather than double black, so that has made me an extremely happy Planeswalker. So we get the black and the green. Fantastisch, as the Germans would say. So luckily that won't flip because we did play out the Explosive Vegetation. So depending on what he plays this turn, I think we're just going to drop Chandra, -3 her, and sweep the board. Could play out Kalitas now, potentially, and then sweep the board for 3 afterwards. This has got no... I've got no fear of this getting up to 6 lands and becoming a 4/5 anytime soon. So I think maybe Kalitas could be the better play, just because when we do sweep the board, it's going to get us more value. So we'll drop you so we can drop Kalitas. Be nice if we had one more mana down so we could drop Gideon, but it's not the end of the world. So yeah, Chandra next turn is going to be a sweeping the board for 3, which will get us 3 zombies, which is awesome. And also get rid of all of his stuff, which is even better. I doubt he's going to be able to play anything bigger than 3 toughness with only 3 mana in play. That would be my assumption anyway. Do like Kalitas. It's a great card and great artwork, I must admit. Todd Lockwood, you know how to paint a card. Oath, Gideon Ally of Zendikar, not such great artwork though. Do not like that artwork. Chandra, great artwork. Yeah, so he's played out the Jaddy offshoot, so that's pretty much sealed his fate. He's losing 4 creatures to all of this now. I'm worried about that. If that's a... what's the word I'm looking for? If he's got a Fiery Impulse in hand. Okay, so he was able to get the clue. That doesn't really make a difference for the Tireless Tracker. It's going to... even if he would sacrifice the clue to help it survive, it would still get swept away by Chandra anyway, so that is good for us. Oh, wow. The value! The value! This is going to be like the most awesome Chandra sweep ever at this point. We're going to get like 5 zombies out of this as well. That's ridiculous. Thank you for the value. Thank you. Thank you, kind sir. This, if he doesn't rage quit, I would be surprised if he doesn't rage quit right now. One, 2, 3. Yep, that will cover all of it. Keep my Kalitas alive. Oh, that is a beautiful sight. That is beautiful. Always brings a tear to my eye. And then we just play out the Oath of Nissa because we can. I'd like to see one of my Planeswalkers here. Don't need the mana, so... Nope, we got the Oath of Liliana, 2 of our sweepers. Okay, never mind. I'm surprised he didn't rage quit that. I would be fuming right now if I just lost 5 creatures that have been exiled as well because of Kalitas. I suddenly got 10 power on my side of the board. He needs a blocker at this point because we've got lethal on the board with the Chandra. Okay, so he's got a Radiant Flame, so that will leave Kalitas alive, however. So I'm just going to be swinging for 9. Do have our own Radiant Flames. Okay, interesting. So he got rid of all of our zombies. Never mind. But still got Kalitas in play, which is sweet. Go grab that lifelink. We're going to play out Gideon. Let's get that Knight ally, would be nice. Goodbye little tokens, it was nice knowing you. He'll be back next turn, I'm sure. Yeah, I keep hearing that random kind of ching sound, like something's being struck, and I really don't know what it's relating to. Like, it just did it there when he played the land, which is bizarre, and I have no idea what causes it. Ha! He's got his own Chandra. So he would actually technically be able to sweep away my Kalitas, but he would be dead. So he's got the tokens. Oh no! He's going to be able to kill Chandra. And? You do realise that means you're dead. I could also kill one of these, but that would be pointless. Because I can just +1 Gideon. He was going to be dead either way, let's be honest. I had either the 5 attack from the Gideon or the 6 attack from the Chandra. So either way I had enough power on the board to finish him off, which is awesome. Also have the Greenwarden of Murasa to bring back Chandra if we wanted to. But, you know, we've got lethal, so yeah, fantastic. Yeah, we want to go for his face, please. We don't really care about Chandra at this point. And there we go. Another good win. Okay, so apart from the loss against the Madness Vampires and the one in the deck tech video, we've had a remarkably good run with the Superfriends deck. We're up to rank 20 as well. So yeah, I'm going to leave it here for now. As always guys, don't forget to comment and like if you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.